Okay, so hello everyone. So today in this video, I will sharing my all strategies and which helped me to crack UGC NET examinations, and I'm very happy and very glad of myself that I have at last I have qualified UGC NET examinations. So this video is all about my strategies, what I have gone through, what I have read, and many of the pros and cons and all the negative things and all those things which I did and which was not so much good for my preparations. So in this video I will define everything regarding the which books you should read and how to read and how and what are the portions you have to leave, because literature, the syllabus of literature is vast. Okay, and it's like it's a plethora of units where there were plethora of writers, number of writers. Each writer has written number of novels, short stories, poems, etc. So in order to crack, because see, there will be 100 questions in paper 2 in English literatures, but those all 100 questions are not important. The only important questions is 70 questions. 30 questions are those questions which are just for your time taking process, or just for your patience, because you have to just solve at least 75 questions in order to crack the UGC NET or JRF. And yeah, one more thing, that paper 1 is very important in order to get selected in your JRF qualified list. Then I think paper 1 is very important, because in paper 2 I have seen that most of the students scored very well, but in paper 1 it's a very strategically portions where you can have various portions like teaching aptitude, research aptitudes, logical reasoning, and there are lots of questions from maths, at least 10 questions from maths background, that data interpretation which already contains 5 questions which with a very that kind of skill, means no one can easily do the maths and solves those questions. It is a time taking, it will consume your lots of time, and if you don't have that kind of experience in solving that questions, I must give you advice that just leave that questions. No need to give your precious times over solving that stupid questions. No stupid question, but yeah, it will just consume your most of the time if you are not good at maths. Okay, now, but there are also some sections in paper 1 in which you can do very good. Suppose in teaching aptitudes, the questions will be very in not so much difficult. It is just a moderate level where you can have all the knowledge regarding means it's just such a general questions, but the language that are used in the paper uses paper 1 is very typical. And actually there they will give you the 4 options, and if you will go through all the options, then you will at one point of time you will realize that all the options are correct, but yeah, you have to select those options which are very much sure, which are very much appropriate answer for that questions. Okay, so this is the paper 1. And now in paper 2, the first important thing in paper 2 that you must read all the important British English literature, because UGC NET is all about your skills, means it's all about how much you know about the authors and how the particular author has written. Means you should keep in your mind in order to, means you must keep all those important area. Suppose in British literatures there are plethora of books. So what I have gone through and what I have read in my journey, as first I have read this particular William Long. It's a very bulky book. Okay, it's a William Long. It's a very comprehensive book see the size of the book. It's a very, but the language used in this book is very simple, very lucid. And yeah, you must read this books in order to to have that kind of immense knowledge regarding British literature. In these sections where there are lots of sections, from Anglo-Saxons to your postmodern era, where you can have there are at least 12 chapters in this book. And here it starts, first of all, the introduction, the meaning of literature, and the Anglo-Saxon or the Old English, the Anglo-Norman, the age of Chaucer, which starts from the 1315 to 1400. And after that, there another chapter starts with the revival of the learning. It's the very fantastic things about this book is that means this book is very the writing styles in this book is used is very lucid, and you cannot you're not going to have trouble while reading this book. Okay, so now the age of Elizabethan, which has started with the year 1550 and ends up in the year 1620, and after that period of restoration from 1660 to 1700, 18th century literature, the age of Romanticism, after that Victorian period, Victorian age, the 20th century literature. So this book contains at least 635 books. Not each and every pages are important, but make sure that first of all you must go through your previous question paper, and at least give at least 2 or 3 hours in order to make clear, in order to be clear about the questions that they UGC NET used to ask. So just keep in your mind. And after that, this is a book is a very important also very lucid and written by a very renowned author or the professors, which you already know. The name of the person, Pramod K. Nair. So this book is very important, because why I'm saying this, because this book contains all the characteristics and all the important points in a very crispy, in a very means in this book. This is a comprehensive kind of book where you can have in very details, but this book also have the detailed information, but in a very short or in a very point form. And the very important and a part of this book is that, suppose from this topic from restoration, okay मेरा mic गिर गया. Okay, so from the restoration of enlightenment, so you can have all the details of the dates and all the important literary events that have happened during that period. Suppose the restoration period, the age starts from 1660 and ends with 1700. So what actually happened in the historical and social events, this all is written over there. And what actually happened in the literary events. Suppose in the restoration of the Stuart dynasty with the accession of the Charles II, Royal Society of London founded in 1660, and at the another end, on the other side, there is given literary events where you can have means in the year of 1660 what actually happened. So Pepys begins his diary, and in the year 1667 what happened. So John Milton's published his poem Paradise Lost in the year 1667, and John Dryden's of dramatic poesy and essay in 1668, Bunyan's who wrote Pilgrim's Progress, and UGC NET most of the time asked from this section's Pilgrim's Progress, which was written in the year 1678, Dryden's Absalom and Achitophel, in the year 1681. So from this area also UGC NET has asked many questions. Okay, so now, and after that Enlightenment period, which starts from 1717 and with the accession of Anne and all the literary events. Suppose in 1700 there's Congreves, and they written Way of the World, Newton's Optics. So there are lots of things. So the important part of this book is that it has provided backgrounds. In backgrounds, so much simple language. Just hold for a while. I'm just going to read this particular paragraph. In the background, the period between 1660 and 1780 is known variously as the age of enlightenment, the age of sensibility, the new classical age, the Augustan age, or the long 18th century. After the Civil War and the restoration of Charles II to the throne of England, an event commonly known as the Restoration, England sought stability in society, politics, and religion. Early victories in the Anglo-Dutch wars were later negated by heavy losses. Peace was restored after King Charles signed the Treaty of Baroda. So there's lots of information in a very lucid where it's given the definition of enlightenment in a box where you can have all the details. So I would recommend every students who just want to crack UGC NET in order to so just go and read this book. So very important, just make notes from this book. Another very important book which I would like to suggest you, this book is from Edward Albert. This book is very important. Why this book is important? Because this book contains all the details. I would not say that this book is very comprehensive, but this book contains all the important, means you can have all the important works written by all the writers in a very details, in a very comprehensive way. Means you will not going to have all the details, but here also in this book you can have all the biography, all the important introductions about the authors in a great details, in which you can have all the important writers and all the important works. Means no, even you are not going to leave any work or any writers, because this book has provided many writers, and also hadn't left any kind of any kind of novels or plays or anything. So this is very crispy. It's not so much bulky. It's very important for all those who just want to have in their memory all the important chunks of the. And then another important is the Pramod Khanna, the same writer, the Pramod Khanna. This book is very important, which contains all the important literary or critical theory, which is very important for you, for all the students of or the aspirants of UGC NET, because this is the contemporary, this is the culture theory is very important part of English literature, because this is somehow the roadmap. This somehow tells you about the exact you can say motive of the novels, because the writers simply writes their story, the novels and everything else. But after reading that particular piece of work, what very important thing we should go through is the details analysis, that what kind of narrative techniques they use in that particular work and all those stuff. So it's very important. So there are lots of books, so I would recommend you just to buy. If you don't have that kind of money, you are not financially good. Actually, I'm not also financial, but I have I'm somehow managed to buy this book. This book you can find on Flipkart or Amazon or anywhere else. And the very important thing is just buy this book, and at least give a try to read each and every pages, and make sure to make the notes and all the important areas, so that, and just stick to your walls, okay, and then always keep remembering or keep learning, mugging up all the important things, okay. And this is a very important secret. Means no need to study for a long hours or something like that, but whenever you get time, just focus on that. No need to waste the time. Means always utilize your time religiously, okay. So this is the basic mantra of solving or of cracking UGC NET examination. And thank you so much. अगर आप लोगों ने मुझे इतनी देर तक सुना उसके लिए थैंक यू सो मच. एंड या, और आप सक्सेस पाओ, एंड फिर मुझे आप वो करो, कमेंट करो. थैंक यू.